Hello. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here. I'm here again and might ask myself why. Standing here to deliver a message to you when I know you're not going to pay any attention to me. First of all, you're not going to click on it, and if you do click and hear anything, you're not going to pay attention to it. But I'm not here because you're going to pay attention or not. I'm here because that's my duty, that's my responsibility. It is my duty, it is my responsibility to share with you what I've learned. And I'm going to just be blunt and tell it just like it is without straying. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who hear my voice, I have been convinced that there is God, a God. I don't know what it is, power, spiritual. I am convinced of that. I have seen the evidence. And by recognizing that, I know that power is the only power. There is no other power except that power. Now, deception can cause all kinds of things to occur. And we as human beings have been living under deception all our lives. And so everything that we think we got going on, we don't really have going on because it's not connected for the same purpose as love for which we have been created. Deception has taken us off that path. In my mission, having the experience of knowing that there is a God and can see the darkness of the world in which we live, and excited about the way that we can go. It's my duty and my responsibility. You see, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who might be curious about what happened to me, I'd share one thing with you. I was jumped in a lake once. I just jumped in a lake. I couldn't swim. Never thought for 1 minute that I'd drown. I told myself I was going to swim across that lake. And I did it at a time when there was no one there to save me if I couldn't swim. So I jumped. And as I jumped and started moving in that lake, I upped and I saw a snake in the lake. And the snake saw me. And the snake began to chase me. And I'm telling you, I was out of that lake before the snake could get me. So I'm not foolish enough to think. I said I could not drown. I knew I wasn't going to drown. But nothing could have convinced me to even get in the water had I known a snake was out there. So it was a miraculous power. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, it was a beautiful thing. It might be simple, but to me, it was a beautiful thing. So because it was so beautiful, I allowed that power to live in me. And I give that power my hands, my eyes, my mind, my heart, my effort. Now, I'm not trying to say I got there. No, I'm on a mission. But this mission involves my showing light, my standing up for light. I know that you are supposed to be living in peace and with prosperity and freedom and joy in your lives. I know that you are hoping that your dreams would be fulfilled, and they were meant to be that way. But in order for these things to happen, we have to live in a certain kind of principle, a principle of love, a principle of doing for one another as we would have God. We all think God, for those of us who believe in God, is magnificent. And so if God lives in us, that means we got to be magnificent. Magnificent to whom? To one another. We got to be magnificent to one another. That's what God is to be magnificent to. And in so doing, we would have the careers of our dreams, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever we choose to do is something that gives us our greatest joy. And we would create from those resources a reservoir of goods and services that there is no room to contain. And so the whole world would learn from this beautiful love and would be blessed. Now, this is the way it is designed to be. Now, we are put here in this earth to live according to that basic principle. But since we've been deceived and don't know that, now the challenge is for you to be convinced that this is true. And better than that, now you have seen what that is all about. Now the choice is before you. Right now you know the role that you have been playing. All of you good folks, some of you have been good enough, so good you've been prophesying that this demonic effort that's rampaging this country was sent from God. And I'm not saying it wasn't, but it's not supposed to take over anything, not while I'm here, not while anybody that's led by the Spirit of God is here. See, the only thing that can do is allow us to shine more. See, right now, we can see how ugly it is. Now we can stand up and advocate the best way, not trying to free half of the uh, children population that's been suffering in starvation levels. No, we get rid of it all. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie. The only way we can do that is to change our system of values, to change our way of providing. And basically, it means the systems that have been instituted, they have been directed to serve the needs and desires and wants of the people. They are legitimate. But the exploitation comes when the system that we've applied ourselves in negotiating one for the other, that's where the corruption starts. See, when each of us play a hand in creating whatever potion we play, it all comes together as a finished product by the hands of men. And what is built by the hands of man belongs to the hands of man. So you don't have to go through no negotiating as far as financing and borrowing and debt and stuff like that. In essence, what I'm basically saying is that every institution that's set up right now that uses money could discontinue using money and keep on doing business the normal way you do it. You're just not using money. If you need material, you do go through the process of getting it, and it's provided. And it goes where it goes, and it's used for what it's used for. It creates what it's used for. And the people, when they, as they would normally do, go and access it and changing jobs to get the job that they love. Now, what does that mean? That means I really sound stupid to people who've accepted this indoctrination that the world has offered them. These people who trust in their jobs, who trust in those paychecks, they don't know that they've been robbed. They think they got a good thing going on. They've been they've been so tricked that they think they got a good thing going on. Working, creating all of this stuff, and then turning around because they need it, got to buy it. And the money that they get paid for creating the stuff is not sufficient enough to allow them the freedom of enjoying the stuff because they keep on having to pay. Keep on having to pay. Fees, interest, all that. So it's nothing but robbery. Nothing but robbery. But you don't know that because you don't know the truth. The truth is that it's all free. It's already yours. It's yours already. Those people who can, the system, yes, the system is established by whomever, and it served whomever for against some ignorance. But now you're beginning to see the light. Now you can make a move. You see, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this here. You've heard it said that when a child is born, you should cry because it's coming into this hell. And when a person passes, you should rejoice because they're being freed from this hell. So when a child comes into this world, still born, that child has escaped all of this hell. Escaped all of this hell. We cry, oh, we missed this. We don't know what blessing he could have done. But what has happened is this child was vindicated from having to stay here. And so that's what it's all about when you become a child of God and you start allowing God to live in you. This is hell. This is punishment. This is punishment for a child of God. Punishment to be in the environment where people kill each other over anything, where people take guns and blow people's brains out for anything, where people take women and rape them for just pleasure and then dump them and kill them and bury them for anything, or where people get guns and walk into go to schools and there's a mass killing people in schools and in churches. This is nothing but demons, ladies and gentlemen. This is hell. And here we are in the midst of it. We can see it. We can see cops out there killing people because of their color. We can see the system set up to oppress other people because they don't like what they want for themselves, and you just want to oppress them, take away voting rights. All of this evil, that's nothing but low down, dirty evil, ladies and gentlemen. That is pure D hell. And for a child of God, sees it just like that. And the child of God stands up, his light or her light shines so bright that you can see the God exposing the ugly stuff like that until maybe, just maybe, somebody will do something to take that life out and God will let it. Why? Because he's earned it. He's earned a pass out of this hell. He earned a pass out of this hell. Now, a lot of y'all want to live forever in this hell. And I can understand why. But I tell you what, you need a little glimpse of God and you'll change your mind. So I think maybe I will leave it there. And some more stuff I want to talk about, but I'll do it on another time. All right? Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.